for joining us today for this webinar on the Maltese investment programs. Today, we will be hearing about the services offered by Integritas and explaining the process of obtaining a second citizenship or residence in Malta. It is my pleasure to introduce the Managing Director and founder of Integritas Group, Mr. Frederic, who will tell you more about the company.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frederic, and I'm the founder and managing director of the Integritas Group. The group was founded in 2012, and we have today 25 people. Our offices are based in Malta, Geneva, Dubai, Baku, Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Ho Chi Minh. And our services include company incorporation and maintenance, opening of bank accounts, citizenship by investment, residence by investment, licensing of asset management companies, the registration of yachts and aircrafts, trusts and foundation. We are very committed and proud to deliver the highest quality to our clients, and our values are trust and integrity. I thank you for being with us today and ask you to relax and watch this nice video on Malta and Integritas.
Integritas Group, Corporate, Residence and Citizenship Services. Your guide to personal and financial services in Malta and throughout the European Union. From attaining a Maltese passport, acquiring Maltese residency, allowing you visa-free access to 168 countries, including all EU member states, the USA and Canada, to setting up companies and physical offices in Malta. From mergers and acquisitions to setting up a trust account, the professionals at Integritas Group will expertly handle your personal, business and corporate needs. How about professionals who are trained to work both with local Maltese as well as European regulations? Then allow the Integritas Group to guide you towards financial security and expansion on the sunny shores of Malta. Integritas Group is the clear choice for firms and individuals looking to manage their businesses and assets from the Mediterranean island nation of Malta. From company incorporation, mergers and management to establishing personal residency or locating physical or virtual offices in Malta, Integritas Group's integrated services provide you with a centralized, knowledgeable hub for your business planning. Residence by investment. Ask for our specialist advice on the intricacies of obtaining residence in Malta by investment. Citizenship by investment. For exemplary business leaders who would like to invest in Malta's economy or have a second passport and obtain EU citizenship whilst not necessarily relocating to Malta. Company incorporation. Take advantage of Malta's advantageous taxation and educated English-speaking workforce. Company administration. Let us know how we can help you with the day-to-day services of your company. Corporate structures. Put our organizational experience to work for you. Mergers and acquisitions. Let us strategize and organize the growth of your corporation. Redomiciliation of companies and registration of branches in Malta. Expand your business into the EU. Trusts. Let us ensure the future of your assets. Business office spaces. We can offer business office spaces and services to suit the needs of professionals, startups, remote agencies and companies, from virtual offices, shared office space to private office space. Property acquisition and rental. Plant your feet in sunny Malta. Let us assist you in setting up offices and the acquisition of property for investment purposes. The Integritas Group's team of experts offers a host of financial services for all your individual and corporate needs. Explore how we can guide you toward the security and expansion of your assets. With over 30 years of expertise in Swiss private banking, EU trusts, immigration, and an international network of partners, Integritas is uniquely experienced to let you take advantage of the unique services, opportunities and structures of Malta while having reach into the EU. By integrating our expertise in corporate services with our native knowledge of the advantages from Malta's laws, we provide our clients with practical, long-term and tax-efficient solutions. Our commitment to you is to provide prompt, individualized attention that maximizes your investment and optimizes your time. Learn more about our background and how our experience uniquely qualifies us to establish your business in Malta. Get in touch. Contact Integritas by calling +356 2385 0611 or online by visiting our website at integritas-trustees.com.
Thank you, Mr. Villa. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat during the webinar or reach out on our social media. Moving on to the next part of this webinar, I would like to introduce our head of the Private Clients Department, Mr. Julian Bartolo, who will explain the process of obtaining residence and citizenship by investment in Malta.
Welcome. My name is Julian Bartolo and I am the head of Private Clients at Integritas Group. My team handles all the residence and citizenship applications within the company. It is with great pleasure that I can say that many clients who have entrusted us with their application have been successful in obtaining residence or citizenship in Malta. At Integritas, our main focus is to guide our clients in the right direction, making sure they achieve their goal. The Maltese Residence by Investment program was launched in 2015 and is very popular with non-EU nationals. This program is recognized in the European Union and grants individuals residence in Malta for an indefinite period, which is automatically renewed given that certain requirements are maintained. Successful applicants are then able to travel visa-free to all Schengen countries. Let's look at the benefits and advantages of the program. Upon receiving the residence permit, you will immediately benefit from indefinite Maltese residence with visa-free entry to 26 Schengen countries. You are also able to work and reside in Malta and would need to retain the commitments for the program for the first 5 years. The Maltese Residence program is the cheapest in the EU with a low application investment and approved financing option to suit your needs. The island is packed with history, one which has left it with a cultural heritage and can be described as a gem in the Mediterranean. The social stability in the country and faculties offering a high level of education make this an excellent location for families. English is a second language for Maltese nationals with a favourable tax system and double taxation treaty signed with over 70 countries. All these advantages have been crucial to the program's success. Applicants that qualify for this program are non-EU nationals, EEA citizens. The main applicant must be at least 18 years of age and in good health and standing. Spouse or partner, together with both adults and minor dependents, can be included in the same application, with the main applicant and grandparents also being included. There are 4 main requirements for the Maltese Residence program, which we will look into individually. The main applicant and all dependents must provide evidence that they are covered by a qualified health insurance policy in the European Union, and they must declare that they are in a position to retain such a policy for 5 years. A contribution fee of €30,000 covers both spouse and children, with an additional fee of €5,000 for each adult dependent, such as parents, grandparents of the main applicant. This is donated towards the state. From this amount, only €5,500 are non-refundable. The main applicant is also required to invest in government-approved stocks or bonds. for an initial value of at least €250,000, and these must be kept for a minimum of 5 years. It is also possible to finance the purchase of this investment, and stocks traded on the Malta Stock Exchange are also allowed. The main applicant is required to rent or purchase a property in Malta. The minimum value of the property purchased is €320,000 in north and central areas, or €270,000 for southern areas and Gozo. If the applicant opts to rent a property in Malta, the minimum yearly lease should be €12,000 in north and central areas and €10,000 for southern areas and Gozo. The application process is usually 6 months. The first goal is to collect and prepare all the required documentation to submit the application. Once the application is submitted, the final letter of approval is normally received after 4 months. The relevant requirements are then completed before traveling to Malta for the biometric appointment. For any requirements and information, including other relocation services, our team of experts can ease your way in getting your residence permit in Malta. Have a look at our website and find us on Facebook to start planning your next steps. The Malta Individual Investor Programme was introduced by the Government of Malta in 2014, paving the way for foreign investment into the economic and social development of the country. Successful applicants under this programme are granted the privilege of Maltese citizenship with one of the strongest passports in the European Union. The programme provides investors and their families with the ability to gain Maltese and therefore European citizenship, providing successful applicants the rights and freedom to live, work or study in Malta and or any other EU member state. The Maltese passport currently ranks 9th globally in respect of travel freedom, providing its citizens with visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 182 countries. A wide eligibility of family members and citizenship being transferred by descent are only a few of the benefits granted by this program. Most of the commitments we will look into shortly are only required for the first 5 years. The social stability in the country, English as a second language and faculties offering a high level of education make this an excellent location for families. Malta also offers a favourable tax system and double taxation treaties signed with over 70 countries. There are certain requirements for applicants to qualify for this program. The main applicant must be over 18 years old in good health and standing. Spouse or partner, together with both adult and minor dependents, can be included in the same application with the main applicant, and grandparents can also be included. We will now look into the main requirements of the Maltese Citizenship by Investment Programme. The main applicant and dependents have to provide evidence that they are covered by a global health insurance policy, and they declare that they are in a position to retain such a policy indefinitely. A contribution fee of €650,000 is required for the main applicant. For the spouse and each minor child, an additional €25,000 fee needs to be paid. Additional dependents aged between 18 and 26 years, together with dependents over 55 years of age, need to pay an additional fee of €50,000. The main applicant is required to invest at least €150,000 in stocks, bonds, or any other securities listed on the official list of the Malta Stock Exchange or special purpose vehicles to be identified by the authority. This investment must be kept for a minimum of 5 years. The main applicant is also required to rent or purchase a property in Malta. The acquisition of real estate cannot be less than €350,000 in value. If the applicant decides to rent a property in Malta, the lease of the property should at least be €16,000 per year. For both options, the property must be held for a minimum of 5 years and cannot be sublet. The main applicant is required to provide genuine links with the Maltese Islands. Applicants are also required to hold a residence permit in Malta for 12 months and must visit Malta for a minimal number of days prior to receiving citizenship. Usually it is expected that in most cases the whole process takes 12 to 13 months to complete. The timeline is as follows. The first goal is for us to collect and prepare the required documentation to apply for the residence permit. After obtaining the residence permit, the document and forms for the citizenship application are prepared and submitted to the authorities. Once the application is submitted, the letter of approval is normally received within 4 months. The relevant requirements are then completed and submitted to the authority to apply and receive the passport after the 12-month period has elapsed. For any requirements and information, including other relocation services, our team of experts can ease your way in obtaining a second citizenship. Have a look at our website or find us on Facebook to start planning your next steps.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us here today. Right now we would like to go to a more interactive part of our webinar, which is Q&A session. If you have any direct questions that you would like to ask us personally, shortly you will have our contact details of Integritas that will appear on your screen. You can see them right now. Feel free to contact us to provide we will provide you all the required information. And for the Q&A session today, we have here with us Mr. Frederic Villa, who is the founder and managing director of Integritas Group.
Hello.
We have Mr. Batoulim Sebabe, who is the executive director of Integritas Swiss Consulting.
Good day.
We have Mr. Julian Bartolo, who is head of private clients department.
Hi, good day.
And you have me, who will be moderating this session. My name is Victoria Isotova, and I'm business development manager of Integritas. So we received a lot of questions from you. Thank you very much for your interactive behavior. And we'll do our best to answer all of them. So first question, I would like to address it to Frederic as our managing director. Does a permanent residency permit lead towards citizenship in Malta?
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you for this question. It is effectively something which is asked often. In Malta, the two programs of residence and passport are two very distinct programs. Not automatically, if you start with the residence program, you can switch to the passport program. Although you will have some advantages. One is the fact that having one of the conditions of the passport program is to have a residence for 12 months in Malta. So if you start with the residence, you will already have this condition fulfilled. The second is that the documents and the information required for the passport program are basically the same as for the residence. So you will have already your file nearly ready, needs to be updated, but nearly ready. So it would be a good start to switch to the passport program, but not automatic. Your microphone, Victoria.
Next question, I'm sorry. Next question, I'd like to address it to Julian, who is the professional in the procedural aspect of Maltese programs. So when does a successful applicant receive Maltese passport, and what are the next steps for it?
Thank you, Victoria. So the process takes approximately 13 months. First, we start collecting and then we submit the documents for the residence permit. After a month, the applicant receives his card. Then we start preparing the forms and documents for the Maltese citizenship application, and the decision on the application is usually received in approximately 6 months from submitting the application. Then a letter of approval is issued for the application. The applicant must purchase the investment and pay the contribution after this letter has been issued. So then we schedule an appointment and he visits Malta to collect the passport. The length of the process depends very much on how reactive the client is in collecting the documents that are required by the authorities.
Okay. Thank you very much, Julian. Next question is addressed to Frederic. Is it possible for Maltese citizenship to be revoked, and on what grounds?
Yeah, that is a serious question. Effectively, it is possible for the Maltese citizenship to be revoked. And on what basis? As you must know, during the application, a number of information is asked for due diligence, including documents. If through the years following the approval of the applicant and the citizenship, it is discovered that some of the information was misleading or untrue, that could be a reason for the revocation of the citizenship. Another one would be a very serious threat to the reputation of Malta. That could also be, but that is not only for citizens who apply, for people who apply through the passport program. It is for any citizen of Malta.
Thank you, Frederic. Next question goes to our Executive Director of Integritas Swiss branch. Are Maltese citizens entitled to dual citizenship? Batoulim?
Your microphone. Batoulim, you need to switch on your microphone.
Now, can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Victoria, for your question. Indeed, Maltese nationals are entitled to multiple nationalities. And this is the advantage of this island. So if you are, for example, a South African citizen, or you are Indian citizen, and you want to acquire the Maltese citizenship, so you have to verify in your country of your origin if such limitation is in place. But if it's not in place, then for South African, for example, I know that you have to make any procedure, you have to announce to the authorities that you have obtained a certain citizenship in order to maintain it. The consequence not doing it is your origin of nationality can be revoked, it can be removed for such grounds. So it's very important to verify the dual citizenship, not only for Malta, because Malta don't have problem with it, but with your country of origin, if you have one.
Thank you very much, Batoulim, for detailed explanation. Next question, I would like to address it to Julian. And this question is asked many times because people are very concerned about investing in a program, not getting approved, and afterwards losing the money. So Julian, during your presentation, you talked about 650,000 contribution. So when should this contribution be paid?
Okay, so for the application, only 10,000 euros are paid in the start of the process. The remaining 640,000 are only paid after the letter of approval has been issued. So only the 10,000 to start off with, and then later on you finish off the contribution once your application has been approved. This is very similar for the residence program, where the applicant only pays 5,500 euros at the start of the process, and then the remaining 24,500 are paid after approval.
Thank you, Julian. Next question, I would like to address it to Frederic. So what are the main conditions for the successful application?
So an application is always in the hands of the authority, of course, but the three main concerns and areas which are very important to fulfill, to pass and be approved. One is diligence, so the reputation. Malta is very concerned about its reputation, and giving a passport to new citizens is very important that there is no harm to the reputation of Malta. So that must be very important. The second is to have a very clear source of wealth and source of funds in information and documentation. Even there, it is a question of reputation, and Malta wants to have applicants who can justify their status of wealth, which is normally the case. That brings us to the last but not least of points which I I believe is also very important, is the quality of the file. The authority wishes to receive a file which is in good order, which is very simple and very well organized. And that is Julian's team who are responsible for that. And at Integritas, we have very long years of expertise in that to build your file in a perfect way so that it will pass through the authority. So these are the main 3 points that I see essential for the approval of your application.
Next question is concerning other programs that exist in the market, and I would like to ask this question to Batoulim because he is actively involved in the business development in our company. So why a person should invest in the Maltese citizenship and not in the Cyprus one? What are the main benefits in Malta?
Thank you, Victoria. Okay, this is a very important, very interesting question. It's to ask, maybe we can picture this through program of European jurisdiction, right? Okay, both Cyprus and Malta, the citizenship by investment program required investment in the real estate. So we are always, we all agree, correct, that we need to invest in real estate. But Malta, for example, asked for just the residential investment of minimum of 350,000, 20,000 in Malta or less in the Gozo area. And that can be maintained for 5 years. After 5 years, the individual can liquidate his asset, his property, or keep it because it's a very booming economy. It's making a return on investment. In Cyprus, for example, the investment in residential property is 500, and you should keep it for lifetime. It's not the same like in Malta. After 5 years, I can liquidate it. After 5 years, if you liquidate your property in Cyprus, then your citizenship can be revoked. This is the main condition. And then on top of this, Cyprus program required investment in commercial property up to 2 million euros. So this can be liquidated after 5 years. But again, it's the will and the choice of the client. If he's willing to lock down 2 million, 2.5 million for 5 years, this is his choice. We are here to help anyway. This is one of the difference of them. And then the second, on the list, but we should see that Malta is part of European Union and the Schengen zone, which gives him a very large option of not only immigration, but relocation. Immigration, I can call it differently than relocation, okay? Cyprus, not yet in the Schengen zone. So if you want to acquire the citizenship of Cyprus, you have to be aware that it's not yet in the Schengen zone. Maybe it will be coming next years. I don't know. I hope so. But nowadays, not yet. It's not yet there. And I can picture you another example. With this Malta passport, I can have access to Switzerland or even Norway because it's in the Schengen zone. So I can come with my Maltese passport to Switzerland and ask for a job, rent my house, relocate my family and my business because I'm part and I'm allowed. And Malta is like registered company, the country in Switzerland access of market, which I cannot do with the Cyprus passport. So those are the two things we can do. And then we are talking about immigration or relocation. One of the easiest thing is the language. Malta have two language officials. You have Maltese language and English. And English, we all know that we can all travel around the world. English will be everywhere. If I am Indian, I speak English. I want to relocate to Malta. I already have English as second language. So no need of translation, which is not the case in Cyprus. We have to be aware of it. And now, for the end, we in Malta, we have a very large development program for you. If you want to set up a trust, because you are Maltese, Integritas will help you for it. Because we are there, we know everything, how it works. If you want to relocate, you want to look for a property, on your behalf, we can be doing everything for you because you are Maltese based, which it's not in Cyprus. Cyprus, we work in Cyprus, we develop this application, but we have partners there. So those are the main difference I can set up between those programs.
Thank you very much, Batoulim, for such a detailed explanation. So next question concerns a very important issue, the issue of taxation. So Frederic, potential client would like to ask you, what is the taxation for new Maltese citizens?
Thank you, Victoria. Yes, it is effectively a very important question and a question that is asked quite frequently. We need to be very clear that both the residence program and the passport program, citizenship program, are not linked with a tax registration. So it is not because you have a residence in Malta or you have a Maltese passport that you will need to pay tax in Malta. The tax regime and the tax residence is where you live and where you have your main activity. So I can very well be a Maltese citizen, but live in France, and I will pay my tax in France, or live in India, or live in Australia. That is where I will pay my tax. Now, you have the choice with the passport and the residence to choose to elect Malta as a tax residence too. In this case, you will pay from 0 to 35% on your income, and this income is all income generated directly in Malta, so salaries, dividends, and income in Malta, and any income generated abroad that you remit, that you bring to Malta in the same year. So meaning that if I have dividends abroad or salary abroad, but they are paid to my Malta bank account, I need to declare and be taxed on that income too. So that and then will depend on the amount. It can go up to 35% tax. So I hope it is clear. I don't want to go into more details, but this is something that we can discuss when we meet or when we have a conversation.
Thank you, Frederic. So one more time, don't hesitate to contact us. Our contact details are on the screen right now. We will be very happy to offer you free consultation regarding citizenship by investment or residence by investment. Next question, I would like to address it to Julian. Julian, is it true that the Malta passport program, the rejection rate is very high? Is it true? And what are the potential explanations for this?
Okay, so I wouldn't say very high. However, this is about 25%. But there are various factors that one has to look at. The applicants are granted citizenship with this program, which is also transferred by descent. So for Malta, the reputation is very important, as we said. And it is one of the strongest passports in the EU, with the ability to travel visa-free to over 160 countries. The application also depends on the quality of the application which is submitted. So providing a good quality application always plays an important part in the process. We usually go through all the information with the client and explain what is required, presenting a well-explained picture to the authorities of the application. And we have been dealing with these applications since the start of both programs. So we are assured to guide the clients in the right direction.
Thank you very much, Julian. Next question, I'd like to address it to Batoulim. So one big part of residence by investment program is the investment in government bonds. Are there any options, any other options available to the clients?
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. This is a very good question. Let me tell you that the government bond or stocks are a very good instrument of investment as well. For example, those who want to save the currency, you want to save your currency from India or from South Africa or whatever it is for another country, government bonds are very good. However, I can understand that 250,000 is a very high amount. So we in Integritas have a very good an interesting partnership with banks here. We can offer you the financing of this 250,000 in the bond, in government bond. It's because they can lock this money for you on your behalf. It will stay there for 5 years. So it means the one expenses which is on your behalf now will be 70,000. So yes, there is an option. We can finance this government bond for you on your behalf on the cost of 70,000, which is much more softer than locked 250,000.
Thank you very much, Batoulim. So next question, I would like to address it to Julian as a high professional in the procedure for Malta citizenship and residence. So there is a requirement to do the biometrics. So do all dependents need to come with the main applicant to Malta to do the biometrics?
Okay, thank you, Victoria. So it's important to distinguish between the citizenship and the residence program for this. So for the residence program, the applicants need to come to Malta for the biometrics only at the end of the process, so once they have been approved. For citizenship, it's a little bit different. The applicants need to come to Malta for the biometrics to be taken in the first part of the process, which is the residence stage, where they will be issued the residence permit, and then they will have to come again at the end of the process once they are approved to collect their passport as well. So for both cases, only applicants which are older than 6 years need to be present for the appointment.
Thank you, Julian. Next question that I would like to ask is, I think the question that is asked most frequently. So what is the most affordable EU residence program that Integritas currently offers?
Okay, very good question indeed. Look, there are a lot of programs here, even in Europe or in Caribbean or every jurisdiction. Affordable is a very good way, but you should be aware that Portugal have been appointed as the most affordable programs for the past years. Why? Because they have launched a very new and a program which is investment in Yuba business to up of 150,000 euros. And then it means for 150,000 euros, you can be applying for the Portuguese citizenship. First, residency will be transformed to citizenship. This program, unfortunately, have been cancelled due to coronavirus or maybe another problem that we are not totally aware of. Well, what I can tell you, actually, if I make a comparison between the program existing here in Europe, Malta have become the most affordable program because from 140,000 euros, you're already in the program. So 140,000 versus even the 150 former one from Portugal, we saw the difference, which is cheaper one. And then, yeah, you can definitely be aware that if you are in the Malta program, with us especially, you are in good hand, you will save in there, it's the time, you will spare a lot of things because we can already, before starting the process, offer you a pre-consultation, a free one, to know you well. So the phase of KYC is very important for us in order to show you what affordable it means, really.
Thank you, Batoulim. It's very important to underline that Maltese residence program is truly the most affordable program right now in citizenship and residence by investment market. So next question concerns Malta passport program, and I would like to ask Frederic this question. Is it true that there are changes coming to this program, and will the program be suspended after 31st of July this year?
Thank you, Victoria. Yes, it is something that is very actual. When it was created, the program about 4 years ago, there was a quota of 1,800 applications and a time of about 3 years, which was set. Now we have passed the 3 years, and we're coming soon at a quota of 1,800 applications. This means that we are going to the end of this program, but there is a new program coming in, which should be more or less on the same basis with some amendments. We don't know now the details of it, but very shortly we will be aware of that. With regards to this program, who wants to participate to this program should apply for the residence until the end of July, and we should file the passport file within end of August. So it is a short time, but it is possible, and we will work with you to make that happen. Otherwise, the alternative is to wait for the new program to come in, which should be very shortly after.
Thank you very much, Frederic. Next question, I would like to ask Batoulim. Is it possible to include the client's brother and the brother's family in the application for residence or citizenship by investment?
Thank you. Very important. And the program only allows you to include your direct dependent. Direct dependent, which means your spouse and children, and afterward your parent, dependent parents. Your brother and sister can only file a separate application. For that, no worries. Our teams are here to help you filing separate applications. So it means your brother can file with his spouse and his children and the other dependent of them, and so on. But you cannot just for one application include brother, sister, sibling, and etc. No, this is not possible.
Thank you, Batoulim. Next question concerns again 650,000 euros contribution in passport program, which is quite a hot topic all the time. So Julian, as you already explained the Maltese programs, so is this amount refundable after 5 years?
Okay, so it's important to mention the difference between the contribution and the investment. So for the investment, the 150,000 in government bonds can be sold after 5 years, and therefore the amount invested and any interest accrued would be returned to the applicant. The donation is different, however. This is non-refundable. It is paid towards the development of Malta and will not be therefore returned to the applicant.
Thank you very much, Julian. Batoulim, next question goes to you. Can a potential client, if he applies for Maltese residence, can he live with this residence in any EU country?
Okay, this is a very interesting. We should know that there are two programs here we are talking about: residence permit or the passport. Julian has already explained the difference between them. The residence permit, permanent resident, is one thing, is a master key. The passport of Malta is a super master key. So one allows you to travel visa-free within all the countries of Schengen zone. You can travel, see your cousin, your friend, or your business partner, be there for maybe less than 90 days in each country. But you cannot relocate in the country, the said country or the Schengen zone with the residence permit. Okay. It means this residence is still good. From India, from wherever it is, when I want to travel, I don't need anymore to go to embassy and apply for visa, struggling and losing my time. I just need to take my master key, which is my PR, my permanent resident, and travel to Malta, live in Malta, work set up in Malta. But with the passports, I can come to any country of European Union and live and reside. So the difference, one gives you the immigration access facilitation, and one gives you more relocations options. So we have a lot of cases like this. Our client, they obtain Maltese citizenship, which is quite the most faster in the European Union. Within 30 months, you already have your passport. It means if I am sitting in India and I'm planning for my kid to relocate or live in Switzerland and go to the very good schools there, which are very private and very recognized school. Yes, with my Maltese passport, within 13 months, I can knock the doors of Switzerland and see my kids there. They will be going to very good schools, have very good health care restaurants, because it's their dream country. So this is very important to know that the two are good, but according to the will of the client, we can be able to provide him either to stay for a while or definitely in any country of European Union.
Thank you very much, Batoulim. So it's important. If you obtain Maltese passport, you can live in any EU country in Switzerland. However, if you obtain Maltese residence, then you can travel visa-free to the Schengen zone countries. Frederic, next question I'd like to address it to you. Very important question during our COVID times. So what is healthcare like in Malta? Can a person get decent healthcare in Malta?
Oh, I was hoping for this question. Effectively, in this time of coronavirus, Malta has come out as one of the countries who has dealt best with the coronavirus situation. There have been very few cases. All these cases have been contained, very few deaths also. And that shows what is also recognized, that the healthcare system in Malta is very good. Our hospitals are very good. If you're a resident in Malta, you can, if you're physically resident, you can benefit from these opportunities. And if you're a citizen in the coronavirus situation that we have had, you could have traveled to Malta and benefit from these very good institutions, hospital and healthcare system. So yes, there is a big advantage in that, and you could choose the place where to be treated.
Thank you, Frederic. One last question, a concluding question I'd like to ask it, Batoulim. Is Malta residence that we talked about a permanent one, or should the applicant renew it every single year?
Thank you, Victoria. Very important. The name speaks by itself. It says permanent residence. It's for your lifetime. The day you have made the choice to either go for citizenship or residency, permanent residency, it's for your lifetime. However, every document has a limitation. Your passport has a limitation. Your passport can be renewed after 10 years. The same thing for permanent residence is for lifetime. However, you should renew it after 5 years. No rush. Our team of Integritas can take care of you every single time to file this application of renewal on your behalf. So wherever you can be sitting, you can just know that one for each year, I have just to renew it, but you have it for lifetime. I hope you feel confident with that.
So our Q&A session is over. If you still have any questions that you would like to ask us directly, please, you have our contact details on your screen. I would like to thank our participants for being with us today, and as well as our panelists for providing such a detailed description of the programs. And I would like to give a final words to our participants. Frederic, please, if you have something to tell to our potential clients.
Thank you, Victoria. First of all, I would like to thank all the participants who have been with us, and hope that this has been a very interesting and helpful session. We are, of course, there are many questions. It's a topic which is quite vast, and of course, it is a very big choice, a very big change of life. So our team is geared up and with experienced professionals to help you. We are here. Any questions, please email us, WhatsApp us. Come to us. We're here for you. It is not a one-day decision. It takes time, but we are here to guide you before, during, and after. So thank you again for being with us, and hope to hear from you very soon. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Batoulim, you have something to add?
Yeah, I think our managing director has said everything. I just want to warm you up. Feel free. In the beginning, you heard our name. Integritas is made by Rock of Integrity. Here we are very keen of all your desires to be accomplished in the limit of the possible. Please, let me see. We have been talking about this program since many times. Now it's becoming at the end, and then fortunately, I think the amount will be increasing again. On behalf of my client, I would like them to apply before this restriction or this increasing of the price comes. If I take the example of America, the EB5 was like 500 top. And then people were like, okay, let me think about it. I want to do it, but I don't know. I want to ask questions. And then we still, until Trump have increased it from 500,000 to $1.3 million with 2 years queue. Here again, there are a new program coming. We don't know yet, but it's our job to keep you posted on the news in the program. So if you want us to spare you some coins, some money, again, some extra fees, please register now. The process can take long, but if you make a decision now. We'll be sending you some link on the webinar. We have your address. We've been emailing you. Please feel free to contact us. Even if you are planning it for next year, please let us know, and then we're gonna give you the key light of how to make it. It's our job to give you satisfaction. So feel free to contact us. Ask any kind of question. We are our team of experts. We are around everywhere. We are in Moscow. We speak Russia. We speak Chinese. We speak Indian. We speak African languages. So we are very happy to help you go through this procedure. So I'm very happy to welcome you already on our teams of clients. Thank you.
Julian, do you have something to add?
Yes, I would like to thank everyone for taking the time to join us today. We've given you a lot of information, so if anything is unclear or you need more information, maybe to make an informed decision, obviously, on your application or which program you would like to follow, find us on Facebook for a quick chat. We are here to help. I think it's important to say also that the Maltese programs, although they are changing, they are here to stay. So rest assured that we will help you and guide you to reach your goal. So we look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.